Well, it looks like this is number 5 for us not having an intro song, so... Gonna dive right into it, I guess.
Add it later on.
Who do we have with us today? This evening? We have Premortal, which is me. We have Package, who's always here. We have Angel.
Gangel.
Motherfucker!
We have Angel, who's
Gangel.
somebody. We have Nobility.
Holy shit! Oh, I just died.
What was that, Nobility? Well, that's Nobility.
It's a bit like
Playing Unity.
We have Afro, who was here once before. Or twice, I can't remember.
once.
So we're at a solid 5 people, which is a whole 2 more than last time, so I think this is a pretty good step up. Considering we haven't even posted the last one, so... Hopefully we can get this one posted up. We'll probably just retcon the last one out of the out of the history of the podcast.
Probably.
I thought it was okay. It only had 3 people, but we actually got to talk about some
you told
stuff.
us like an hour or 2 before you were starting.
No, I told you guys to check the thread.
Do that again.
My bad.
Oh well, whatever.
Okay, let's get to the topics.
Okay, yeah, let's get to the topics. Topic number 1.
Most hated group.
Most
What is
hated
your
group on
most
hack
hated
forums.
group?
Oh dear. Okay, we're gonna go through
Enterprise.
Enterprise. What do you say,
Enterprise.
Package? Enterprise?
Yeah, definitely Enterprise.
Angel, what do you say?
Studio, fuck those guys.
Yeah, fuck them. Nobility?
I'd probably have to go with Revolution for the time being. Maybe Titans.
You think so? I don't
There's
know.
been a lot of negative comments on those 2 groups as of late. And plus, Enterprise is just, whatever. Oh, what the fuck is this?
Wait, which group's Revolution and Enterprise or Revolution and Titan?
There was a post Hexy made earlier on one of the forums, the group's forums thingy. What the fuck did I just kill? Okay, let me go find it and I'll come back with my answer.
Yeah, anyways, well, it didn't seem like Revolution was, like, really doing much. It didn't seem like anything that was, like,
Yeah, but
Like,
just
it
doing
was
group
really
doesn't do anything. Doesn't
the
mean it's
topic
bad.
of info. Like, nobody's really getting really big on that. There's nothing really crazy going on surrounding it. Enterprise is the spawn of Astonish, so there's usually not and a ton of stuff at the same time. Like, it's inactivity, but it's inactivity that's surrounded in scandal. So, I don't know. I personally don't hate any group just because, well, I guess that's a lie. I really don't like Enterprise that much. But that's not really, that's just because I don't know what they do. And, like, based on every other group that's been led by Astonish, haven't really had high opinions of those either, so.
Alright,
Not really
got my,
something. What?
another group now. Well,
Another
I
group.
don't know
What do you
yet.
want?
I don't know it yet. I gotta read it first. Pretty much agreeing with what Hexy said on the thread that was called most groups serve no purpose.
Oh,
Isn't
where
that-
he, like,
it was-
names all the threads?
Yeah,
All the groups, yeah.
basically. Here, I'll link his exact post. I believe I agreed with.
See,
Yeah.
he mentioned something in there about, he's like Glassy selling spots, and I'm like, really? I'm pretty sure, like...
It's not glass.
Is that how you
From
got
what I
into
saw,
Immortal?
Yeah, he says so right here. Revolution, another lounge group that I doubt will contribute $100 to wear a user bar that will change in less than 3 months. Such a shame. They should be in the SRPP section, with my group giving out radical ideas from Shake the Rat and Rattle people. With a name like Revolution, why don't they try to change everything? I mean, it's not a group that's most hated. I guess but it's like a group that doesn't really seem worthy on HF. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of agreeing with majority of the things that Hexy says on this post right here. Kind of agree with it.
See,
Yeah, like-
for the Red Lions, he's like, Red Lions, once upon a time, this was one of the best groups on hack forums. Glassy decided to sell spots, and Nokia and Glassy then went inactive. Glassy will deny that he sold spots to this by selling the PM around somewhere. Why don't you link it then, motherfucker? Then used to be top-notch with support in the RANF section. I don't know what that
Doesn't get
is.
exposed.
Is
that
for
the
Involved in it.
report section, that one where it's all questions and answers.
Oh yeah, okay. Constant support, then they lost interest. People moved on, the group didn't move with them. Now it's a hollow husk of a group it once was. Okay, two things with that. One, I don't know what he's talking about. Members selling spots. Like,
From what I saw, it's not. They don't sell spots.
Yeah, I
he just
know they don't
invites
sell
people
spots.
He does like business with. And by business, I mean like he sells something or buys something from.
and
Don't
then
even have to be big.
he says, I still have the PM around somewhere. That's really interesting because I don't know if he's bullshitting or not. It seems like he would be because he doesn't seem like the type of person that's really interesting. But I think my group that I hate the most personally is Void.
Why?
Because it seems like a pretty mediocre attempt at something that could be much, much better. I don't know. Kind of have the same, what's the word for it? I have the same problem with Studio pretty much, but the thing about Studio is since it's about entertainment, it's not something that requires as much expertise on the part of the member in order to succeed. Like, you don't need to have gone to film school to be in this group and still be able to, contribute and do stuff and be part of the podcast, write reviews. Because those are all stuff that are, pretty common for laymen anyway. But with a group that's about, science, religion, philosophy, politics, you gotta get people that kind of know what they're talking about, to some extent.
I mean,
And it
people
looks
that are
like they
smart.
do have some, but it doesn't really look like they do anything with that. And he's still, he sells spots into the group. And you get members in it that really... It hurts it a lot more, if there's a person who joins a group like Studio or Instinct, and they paid, they're not going to stand out, and they're not going to bring down the group's quality, just because, the topic that they have isn't really one that requires you to be super knowledgeable about it. Pretty much anyone could get into this group and they'd fit right in. But with a group that's based around knowledge and, actually knowing shit, then if letting in just, a member who paid $50 or whatever can really kind of tear it down. That's just my 2
I
cents.
guess you'd say that. I mean, being a leader and being in Lapel Debut, I don't even know how to finish
Whatever.
those things. But
Don't know how to pronounce
being
it correctly.
being a group member in it, I mean a group leader in it, and also being in Logic, the group's kind of diminished, and that level of understanding that you're saying.
Yeah, agree with that. Did I say this? I think I said this in the podcast that we didn't post about or maybe it was in one of the other ones. I say this a lot, where it was okay, we had those really smart members to keep the idiots in check. Did I talk about that? Where it's
Yeah.
they don't
wasn't
want to
I-
look
didn't you say that
stupid,
was
so
Logic?
before they
Logic
post
and stuff,
anything,
yeah.
they research it a lot. Yeah. See, and you have no one to pressure them into being smart, then the group's whole quality just goes down because everyone gets really lax about what they're planning on posting, whatever, and then it makes everything kind of look not quite as good as it could be.
So who's the smart one in Studio that kind of makes up for package?
It's obviously me.
I don't know. I don't think a whole group of, people from Harvard could make up from package of stupidity, but that's okay.
Thank you.
That's okay, Packets. That's okay. We'll deal with you. Okay, jumping on to topics. Other group recording radio projects. There are only 2 that I'm aware of.
Polymath were doing their radio way before we did ours.
Yeah, they were doing theirs a long while ago, but they haven't really been consistent with
But
it.
that's different though, because their radio, it's not podcast, it's more just music and
Yeah.
shit like that.
Yeah, it's I don't know, the thing is, the thing about recording projects is that they have to be really interesting, and if they're not really interesting, you're not getting a lot of people turning out to listen to them or give feedback on them, then it gets really boring for the people doing them really
Yeah,
quick.
but the radio's a good idea though, 'cause it's who doesn't want to just listen to music? Whereas with ours, you gotta be sit and listen to all the speak.
Well, yeah, see, most people I know who actually listen to podcasts frequently, they're usually doing something else. While
Yeah,
doing
you
it.
just have it in another tab, don't you? And you just
Yep. I'm playing Unity as we're talking, so don't mind me.
See, usually when I'm walking to work, I'll listen to podcasts. But, I don't know, the radio project, I don't know, I guess that can kind of... Do they talk? Is that more just playing music, or do they have their own, discussions?
From when I listened to it, it was so Froggy played music. She did a few contests and then she spoke about a few topics. It was quite good actually.
See, I was thinking about it because I saw they were doing the recruitment for the one member, and I was really tempted to post be oh yeah, add Nobility. Because he has the voice for it.
For what?
They were
Radio.
doing a one-member recruitment
Oh,
for... What's it called? For Polymath, for their own radio show thing. Who was okay, they're okay, if you have a good deep voice and you're available from this time to this time on Tuesdays,
And when was this open?
This was open a few days ago. Here, I can link you it. It's closed now.
Yeah,
They
made
picked
it
somebody.
sketchy, like this new member.
I know. I saw that. I was like, they're probably gonna pick this dude.
I don't know why though. I listened to his thing. I was like, well, you know, it's okay.
It was okay. The microphone wasn't too great. That's the only problem I really
That's
saw with
probably
that
one
was
of
that
the
the
few days
microphone
where
was.
it's probably inactive from the.
But the thing is, his
from
voice was really good. It sounded kind of like yours. There's a thread for it.
I'll have a look at it.
Good at doing interviews, broadcasting. Hint.
Just going back
Experience.
to the groups topic, do you actually think groups need to actually serve a purpose?
No.
No, well,
Like, I don't even get a point where Hex is like I'd say ranting, but it's not really a rant about the groups, because in all honesty, we're not actually forced to do anything, it's just a group.
see,
I
it's
mean,
like
before they were supposed to have like a purpose, but now you just pay the money and it's yours.
yeah, I see, because like people complain about that, and it's like, well, with this system that Omni set up with groups where you just buy them, you can't really expect people to do much with it.
Because
Like, you
the
can
way I
try,
see it,
but it's not
you're
gonna happen.
You're not buying like a specific like role or whatever. It's more like you are buying a subform that you can use and moderate.
Yeah, see, nobody pays like that much money just so they can do more work.
Do more work for the community. It's like no, you do that in case if you want to have like a subforum where you and your friends can like hang out, you can do stuff.
Yeah, see, the thing is, like, some people are like, well, it's a private forum, it's for that, like, what's his name, Clark's thread, or whatever, where he's stating, like, well,
Yeah,
what if he
Clark.
just wants, why does it need to have a purpose? Why can't it just be, like, me and some friends screwing around inside or, like, other people who are like-minded, having their
'cause,
own
like,
group?
so, for
And then
example,
I-
like the coders group.
Uh-huh. See, what I told him was, like, I was like, well, who's gonna drop, like, a couple $1,000s when they could just, like, do all of that in, like, a Skype chat or something?
I mean, yeah, I guess, but like,
Or, like, you can set up your own forum, like, a really tiny private one.
Too much
Like, if
work.
I had a thing that I thought was, like, a niche thing that was, like, I had a whole bunch of people that I wanted to talk about it with, I just set up my own private forum website for it. Which is quite a bit cheaper and quite a bit more effective.
well, I mean, for the effectiveness, you could argue 'cause it's like with all the recruitments you can do for a group, you can find new members that you probably won't find anywhere. Because let's be honest, half the people on HF aren't going to be regularly searching for new forums to join.
Yeah, I guess.
Well, I mean, they might be, I guess, but I guarantee they're not going to be active on them for more than a month at least.
Yeah, probably.
Unless they're contributing in some way.
See, the thing is, but,
Like,
like,
or they're in a higher position.
if you have it, like, set up in a private Skype chat or, like, a different forum that you set up just for that, then you're getting people joining it who are actually interested, and you know that they're not just around for the user bar and shit like that. You know they actually want to do shit or, like, talk about shit. Like, they're not just gonna die off.
But HF's become that type of community, you know, if you keep walking around. If you post something in the lounge, mostly anywhere you're posting, unless you're in a group or something you have
Nobody
high
gives a fuck
reputation,
about
no
it.
one... Yeah, basically.
Like, HF's become a thing where it's not about what you know and, like, what you contribute and shit, it's, like, how you look when you do it.
So pretty much high
Like-
school all over again.
Yeah, it's pretty much. Like, so you could go find, going like, for example, a coding section. I have an example actually I could find, where a normal user wrote like a huge tutorial and they got like 2 posts, but I guarantee if someone like, I don't know, Lanny
Adam.
or whoever, yeah, any big known member, right, did it, they get a shit ton of replies.
Yeah, see, that's what I was saying with, like, I made that post when there was where there was that thread where they're like, we should change member of the month so mentors can't do it or something like that. It was some thread like that, and I was like, well, it's kind of annoying because in member of the month, a member that's a mentor, who his 5, you know how you have to list, like, how many contributions, like 3
Yeah.
or 5? You have to list, like, the contribution that they've had. Like, for a mentor, you can just, like, they'll list, like, 5 posts that they've closed, like, threads that they've replied to and closed. And
some of the
those will
men
be their
posts don't
contributions,
make
right?
sense.
And then, like, what if another member, he makes, like, 5 super high quality, like, really helpful threads that people use all the time. But he's, like, a normal member that no one really, you know, he doesn't really do much past that. If those 2 members were both in a poll, then the mentor would definitely win. Like, the other guy wouldn't even have a chance, even if he put in much more effort and time and, like, was an overall better member, he still wouldn't.
It's really all about popularity.
Yeah, it is about
Exactly.
popularity.
There's the example of the coding for thread I found. Like, legit, that's a really good one, and I know the guy personally, that's how I found it, and I can guarantee none of that's copy and pasted. I mean, it's very basic, but still, he's gone in depth and stuff.
Yeah, it's kind of annoying. Yeah, see, if someone like, if this was made in the name of a group or something,
Yeah, like,
and
I
they
don't know,
were all
specialists
like
or whatever.
posting on it, and they're constantly bumping and getting it attention, then it would
Be
definitely,
etc.
yeah.
You'd
But,
have
like-
all the people just sucking the dick, basically, being like, "Oh yeah, this is high quality."
Yeah.
I mean, no, if you ask them to define high quality, they can't even explain it to you.
They're like,
doesn't mean anything.
it has a user bar? That's high quality.
Did you
literally
give
doesn't
away
mean
your
anything.
10
Well, I mean-
cents?
I mean, day by day, the community is really just, going as far as age group goes. You'll find more kids. You'll find more kids on HF than you'll find on more other communities, I suppose.
Yeah,
It's real
probably.
weird now as well, because you know how like everyone used to put the birth year and stuff. It just looks weird. Like people have the year 2002 on the name.
Are you
Young
serious?
as fuck. Yeah, it's in the grieving section. I mean, they're all kids in there anyway, but
Oh yeah, huh? Gosh, that makes me feel old. Oh well.
yeah, I know, right? That's what I mean, like, when I saw
you feel real
2002, I'm
old,
like,
you
shit,
think,
that's
huh?
like 11 years old. What the fuck?
Jesus Christ. See, like, that's how it is. There's some members on here that are younger, that are like 3 years younger than I am, but they've been on the forum longer. And I'm like, holy shit. I don't know.
What do you mean as far as time goes? Or you
Yeah, as
talking
far as time, like, see, there's one member
time
who's
online?
who's 2
No,
years
is it
younger than
not?
I am. He's 16, but he joined in 2010.
You gotta mind, some of these accounts can be bought and sold.
Yeah,
You
some
gotta
of
take
them, I
that
guess,
into
but
account.
usually they don't last much because usually they're using them either to scam or I don't know.
Yeah, that's very true.
So they end up getting banned eventually anyway, or closed.
Like,
Okay,
honestly,
next.
what's the point in buying an account just to be active?
I
Might as
know.
well just be active
Like,
and build yourself up.
I just want a new start.
Beg to factory.
Let's see. Buy-in groups. That's the third topic. We've talked about this a few times. I think it's fine.
I don't care.
I
Depends
don't
on
care.
on the group, really. Like some groups,
If you
like,
gain something
it
from
makes
it,
sense
there's
to
no
buy
point.
into.
No point, but it's fine, isn't it?
I personally
Maybe-
wouldn't do it, but
Maybe for like Void, if you could buy in but still have like a recruitment kind of phase where you start to do like an app or like
What group did
an
that?
amount of preset questions.
One of the groups did that. I can't remember which it was.
I don't know.
I mean, for Void, that would make perfect sense because then they'd still fit in, well, being a buy-in member. If that makes sense, like they wouldn't be like out of shape, I guess.
But like I said, if you're gonna buy into a group, the way I see it, needs to like directly affect you somehow. So like, I don't know, you get to use something, you gain something. There's no point just buying it for the user bar. For example, Illuminati when it was around, where you get access to the SMF.
Da-da. Okay, pros and cons of joining groups. Pros. I don't know. You get a sub forum. You get to meet people.
You get a bigger e-penis.
You get a bigger. Yeah, you raise your e penis like
You get a user
you
bar,
double it.
get a user
Your
bar.
prestige literally goes up.
You can show off your user bar to all your families and friends.
You look cool.
Look at my cool HQ user bar.
Look at my user bar. It's red, mom. It's red. Cons?
Seriously speaking, pros would be depending on the group, because certain groups can be no one talks and whatnot. But pros can be, you get a helpful community. Personally, I would say I like meeting some members in Instinct. They've been, such as Vinny and TH and a few others. They've provided helpful to me in numerous ways. They're kind of like the guys I talk to whenever something comes up. It's like you don't like a select few guys that you meet online. You're always hanging out with them. You kind of build like a trustful relationship with people. You can come to for advice and especially in a community like hack forums. You don't know where your docs is going to be released. If it's released, what do you do? If you have someone to talk to, especially on someone who's been online on like groups and whatnot, and the forums for a while, then it's a pretty good thing.
Yeah,
Cons,
it's
I guess you
helpful.
could say, is if you act like an idiot, I'm not gonna name whom.
Bro, question.
If you act like an idiot, it can kind of fuck up, not just your IRL life and just your life on HS in general.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So it seems like, yeah. I don't know. It seems like some groups, like, I remember I was in Infamous for a little bit, and it was like, it seemed like we were doing activity in the group just for the sake of doing activity. Like, just so we didn't look dead.
That's horrible.
Like,
if you false post.
Like, they had this thing, it was called infamy points. I don't know if they care if I tell it, but I left the group anyway, so I don't give a shit. But, so, they had the infamy points, and, like, you'd get infamy points for, like, holding giveaways, or making a tutorial, or just doing stuff like that. And so, or doing, like, a mega thread about something. And so I did that a bunch of times, so I had a bunch of mega threads, but the thing is, no one ever posted on them. Like, one of them got, like, 2 posts, and it took me, like, 3 days to make the thread. So it was just like, I was just like, okay, I'm just doing activity here that's not being recognized. And I'm just doing it for the sake of, I don't know, looking like I'm contributing to the forum, I don't know. So I ended up leaving that group just because I didn't think it was worth it. And I didn't really talk to many of the members anyway.
Yeah, that's another thing. If you have a group that's too big, like say you have 400 members, that's, I mean, in a way it could be considered good, depending on how you're handling those members. If you've got a variety of subjects that you're discussing, but if you've got nothing else going on, it's just it's just another group,
Mm-hmm.
That's just gonna go.
To be organized, basically.
Yeah. And then, I mean, I guess I could kind of release this, but we're actually doing a few changes in Instinct right now. We're trying to aim for a little bit higher member count soon. We want to introduce a bit of a change into the overall Hack Forums groups environment. So hopefully that goes into the right term. But like the more people you have, the harder it's to organize. But the more leaders you have, I guess it kind of equalizes it out because people know where to look at, depending on who the leaders are. Because you can't have someone like, I don't know, can't have a person that the group over, like the community overall hates, to just jump into a group and then go like, hey, okay, you're a leader, you're gonna help us do this and that. Can't really do that. The group would just kind of be torn down.
Yeah, it's definitely true. Okay. So, the last written topic we have here, recruitment versus invite only.
And that completely depends on the group's agenda.
I don't know. It seems like invite only is only good if you're like, if you weren't planning on doing anything with the group anyway.
Invite only just seems like a pretty, unless like it's a really select group, like a particular niche. So like, for example, what kind of groups I find? Illuminati, Legion, which is both funny because they're both closed. Maybe Null, to an extent Phoenix.
Well, those all had invites, didn't they? Like recruitments at some point. Phoenix is now, but they didn't before. I feel like generally, I feel like generally recruitments are better if you know how to if you know what you're looking for in an application and you know what kind of member you're looking to recruit, then it works well. But if you're just looking through, being like, hey, this guy looks nice, or like, oh, he's in a few other groups, okay, we'll add him.
Like, yeah, that's what happens with invite only. Like, it just gets to a point where it's like, if you're in one group, you're in all of them, because they'll just invite you for the sake of having you in. Especially back in...
See, I remember that it snowballs. You get to a point where, once you get into 2 or 3 groups, pretty much every other group will start to accept you too, just because, you're seeing so many places.
Exactly. To the point where it kind of defeats the invite-only aspect of it.
Yeah.
Whereas recruitment, when we did the Instinct recruitment, not long back, honestly, you'll find so many members that you wouldn't, notice otherwise.
I got
coming out of their crack.
Wait, what'd you say? Say something, Nobility?
I didn't say it. Oh,
it was
sorry.
Angel, I think.
Oh,
Like
okay.
Angel, for example,
So,
he just managed to get in somehow. I still.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
I'm
I
still
don't know
confused on
how.
how you got the instinct, but you got in.
See,
Welcome, mate, welcome.
my first group that I got into was Logic, and I was invited into that group. I hadn't applied for it because I was like, I'm not gonna get in this. I was like, I don't spend enough time on the forum. And then I got a PM from Hex being like, hey, do you want to join Logic? And I was like, sure! And then kind of snowballed from there, but...
Wow. Tell your parents.
I
probably-
do, every day. Every night before I go to bed. Remember, Mom, I was invited into Logic. I don't know, it seems like... If a recruitment, like, if you're going through recruitment and you're like, okay, this guy, he knows how to post well, he uses good grammar, he has so many posts in the SRPP, he knows what he's doing, add him to the group. Like, that's what it seems like. It seems like if you've got, like, a checklist of things you're looking for, like, a recruitment is really, like, it's not as hard as everyone thinks. They're like, oh, it takes such a long time, and it still might, but... if you know what you're looking for.
You can just, like, Inksim myself did one, like, where we just looked over, and it takes, like, an hour max to look over everyone, like, kind of in depth. You just check, like, what a posts are like normally.
Uh-huh.
Because obviously they might say they're really active in a certain section, but if you go on their recent posts and it's all in, like, I don't know, the lounge, then obviously, you know, they're just lines to try and get in, but...
Yeah. See, I don't really see the point in, like, the only reason I could see invite only as being better than, a situation where invite only would be better than an actual recruitment would be if you're in a group like, I don't know, a group that's like 0, where it's just like pretty much just to all your friends. That's what it seems like. I know they had a recruitment,
yeah,
but
that's what Zero was.
I know they had a recruitment, but I don't think anyone really took that seriously.
I don't think anyone actually got in from there, did they?
Yeah, I don't think
Robust
so.
going, I'm pretty sure.
Who?
Robust.
Robust?
Oh yeah, Robust. Yeah, actually, yeah, Robust did.
He's the one who started up Hackercraft, right?
Yeah.
Speaking of Hackercraft, there's an unbeat on there.
I've never touched it before or now.
Is it up?
Shit! That guy's a level 5. Run.
Yeah, from what I've heard, I don't think I'm going to be going on there.
Okay. That's the end of the stated topics. I don't know. Anyways, let's have our last topic should be our podcast specifically. Do you think these are working out pretty good?
I mean, people said they were listening to it. I mean, I don't think they were. I think
Yeah, I
they're more
know.
just bullshitting to post, but if they were, then I guess that's alright.
I know. I've seen a few people that like at least people have clicked on it, which is something. Like on the SoundCloud and on the YouTube channel.
See,
You
what would be
can
good
see
was
though.
we should
Huh?
probably upload them to YouTube because I'm pretty sure YouTube has it, so you can see what the average viewer, you know, listens to, like watches and so, like the point at which they click off it.
Uh-huh.
Like that.
So then, yeah, like stats and stuff, like in-depth ones, because then you can see like how to tailor the podcast. Because obviously, say if everyone tunes out about 10-15 minutes, I don't know, just as an example, then obviously you want to be shorter than it. Whereas if people listen to the end, you could probably go slightly longer.
Yeah.
You could see
Definitely
what
true.
like
I'd like to check that.
ratings and stuff. See what topics people liked more.
Gosh, I'm probably gonna have to upload this myself, or... See, I'd been giving it to... For the last one that we actually uploaded, I'd given it to Digital
Who
Eyes.
did you give that to? Oh, yeah.
I'd
Yeah.
given it to Digital Eyes, and he put, like, the video in the background, or, like, the image.
You know the song he made? It was actually pretty good.
It was okay. Like, for the time and resources he had, it was decent.
I don't know, I thought it was a bit gimmicky, to be honest. I thought it was better, like, just going straight into things.
I know, if we make one, we're gonna try and make it really nice. I don't know if he's busy or
I don't
now.
even think you really need one, in all honesty.
Well, we probably do. Well, the thing is, I want at least, like, an intro. What I was gonna do, well, what happened was I ended up falling asleep. Because I thought, okay, we're just gonna start this later, because the TeamSpeak server's down. But, if I hadn't fallen asleep and, like, everything had gone as planned, I was gonna, like... I got this soundboard plugin for TeamSpeak, where it's, like, I was gonna put, like, different sound effects on it. Maybe, like, an intro music or whatever.
Yeah.
Just so it could be, you know, something to get us into it. It's not so awkward at the beginning.
Also on the TeamSpeak thing, if this TeamSpeak's down for whatever reason, we can always just go in the Instinct one, because me and Ability are mods and admins on there, so we can just move everyone into a private group.
Yeah, see,
Okay,
like,
so-
I didn't even know what the address was, so, like, I was trying to go into the old one, and it's like, oh, this has been changed.
We changed it.
We should
So-
look right off.
I don't even know why Vinny changes it all the time.
Nah, the DNS. He's trying to get a new one, actually. I believe.
Alright. 'Cause I swear he's changed it like twice this week. package in Yusubo.
Does anything happen in studio that's noteworthy? I'm really paying attention. To be honest, I've been really busy. Who is that?
It's Twitter.
It's Tweety! Hello, Tweety. Anything going on in studio worth noting in here? Nothing really.
Orchid made a thread asking whether you like bands or solo artists. I mean, that's
I posted that.
You gotta love Orchid.
Yeah, it was pretty awkward.
Aren't we breaking the subform rule by sharing what's going on in
Is that a
subform?
subform rule? Is it secret?
I swear that's not a subform rule.
I mean, a lot of subforms have that rule.
See, a lot of them do. The only one I've
Unless
ever
it's
been
like
in
a
that,
really
like,
private one, it don't make sense.
like, there's only been a few
Wow.
subforms that I've
This
been
is
in
such
where
a
they
pleasant
explicitly state that.
Honestly, I don't see
Anyways.
the point in having that, but
It'd be real funny when you get cake for Immortal.
rest in peace.
Oh dear, oh dear. Anyways, I think we might be done. Well, till next time, fellas.